Again, I need to reach out to Ezekiel and see if he's got if he can use the angle mags. Let me get an angle mag adapter. I want to see where it actually lands in this, if it's going to look good. Getting confused there. I was like, why do I have so many angled for flywheelers, but none for pusher setups? Okay. All right. What do we think? Yeah? Hey? Nay? That actually stick that far at the bottom? If I moved it back a little bit, maybe? Bring back KV? No. Shut up. Accept my ultra stam pussy. It's definitely taking a bit of a... it is taking a shape, like, obviously, but... obviously, this stuff's all going to be cut out. This isn't really going to remain here, but we're getting sort of the shape figured out. I am debating if I want to actually bother to connect these two or if I want to leave it open. Don't think you've ever asked? I have told this story before. Very wedgy. Oh, no, I'm here for my trapezoids. You shut up. My trapezoids are king. Connect it. No. I'm going to leave it open now. Just to be a contrarian to you. I might. Ow! I know, right? Your kryptonite. Do you know what's funny, Audie? I got into modding blasters because of Teacup, my wife. Not because she's a modder. That's what's even funnier. She just watches me do what I do. But it was because of her. The lore of how I started was actually because Teacup, excuse me, pardon me. So Teacup's military and was deployed to a, I think if I remember correctly, they called them forward deployed, where it's a, it was a place in the Middle East that you can also be stationed. So you can be there for a couple of years. I think it was at this time. I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Actually, no. No, yes, it was this one. Okay. So, it's in Bahrain. If I remember correctly, I think it was in Bahrain. I could be wrong. Anyways, you can bring your families, and they have base exchanges where it's like a typical store, right? And in the store, you can buy Nerf blasters. 823 views. Hell yeah. Well done, General. So yeah, you can buy Nerf blasters on base because, again, families are there. Some of them have children, and of course, they're going to sell stuff like that. Well, because of that, they were having office battles. And they were doing things like using rubber bands to help try to make them hit a little bit harder. And so they were doing this, and it was a place of work, right? They would go and they would talk to each other, and they had offices, and they had to go from one another. And somebody might have one that's like already like they would prime it, and they would have like rubber bands, and they wouldn't let somebody know. Then they would come around a corner and shoot the other person. When she told me about that, I said, my wife will not be outgunned. So what I did was, while she was deployed, I started searching thrift stores to be able to pick up blasters while I was at home. And the two that I started with, well, I started with two types, and I had 4 of them. I had 2 of each. I found a barricade and a nitron. And what I did was I had I had a barricade and a nitron in a box, and I had batteries in them, and I had them loaded up and ready to go. And I also had another barricade and nitron in my office, and I had those loaded up. And on Christmas Day, she opened it up and had a little note that says, like, turn it on, to show her how to use it. And she turned it on, and she tried firing it a couple of times. And when I found out she was using them, I turned mine on, and I came outside and I just lit her up. Right. So she's sitting there right in front of the Christmas tree, and I'm just freaking blasting her. So I started blasting. Anyways, but yeah, so that's how I started. And then from that point on, what I did was I started finding out about the community of people who modify these and make them hit harder. Because I was like, oh, there's got to be a way to make these hit harder. So I started looking up into all of that. And I started finding that this hobby encompassed a lot of the stuff that I was very interested in. I love the mechanical engineering side of it. I love the play side of it. I love the electronics. I love the mechanical stuff of like springers and how those work. So it literally encompasses everything that I was really fascinated with, with hobbies and things in general. Every time she went on a deployment to certain places, I would send her with an arsenal of modified blasters. And only her office would have these modified blasters. And everybody was afraid of them. One time, she had a battery-powered one. And she shot a guy out of his chair because he fired one at her. And she just turned and dumped the whole thing at him, and he literally fell out of his chair from it. I gave them away as gifts to a lot of people in the military, of people who had been deployed with her. I got into this, and I really enjoyed myself. And Teacup is a badass. That has been said so many times. You have no idea how many times Teacup has been called a badass. It's always really funny to me when she is. But that was actually how I got started. It was because of her. It was because she was enjoying, they were doing this as like a stress release, and, a way to sort of enjoy themselves while they're doing something kind of serious, We need a badass counter like Jelly's hit counter. I know, right? Does she also shoot for the kidneys? That's me. What up, Karen? How you doing? I'm the one who accidentally shoots people in the kidneys. Look, I was aiming for the leg, and it veered up and it hit the guy in the kidneys. I'm sorry. But no, that my whole thing was I wanted to enjoy, and I wanted her to have fun. Accidentally, it's true. Just protecting my kidneys while lurking. Good. Smart move. But no, that was the whole point. I saw a bunch of 3D printing and 3D modeling and people making crazy designs and overvolting stuff and doing all this really cool things. I was just like, I'm intrigued by all of this. I need to be a part of this. So I kind of inserted myself into the hobby. And funny enough, I had been wanting to make a YouTube channel since like 2012. I had been wanting to make one for a very, very long time. And I hadn't done anything yet. And I was always sort of self-conscious about it. I always felt like I don't have anything to talk about. I don't have anything to show off. Nobody's going to want to listen to me. Nobody's going to care. I was really bad about that, right? Like very self-sabotaging. And while I was doing these modifications to these blasters, I had somebody in the community who used to do streams where they were modding every weekend. They were doing it like every Saturday. And I would just sit there and mod along. I was just modding and watching what they're doing and listen to them talk. And then they just stopped for a while. They just stopped. They stopped modding. They'd stop streaming. If they did stream, they were just sitting around talking and that's it. And I was just like, well, I kind of liked the modding part of it. I liked watching somebody work on something. And I had already been kind of interested in Twitch for a while. And I thought, you know what? There's nobody over here doing this right now. Maybe I'll just do it. Why not? Right. And then I started over here. And then while I started streaming here to like all of 2 people, you know, Teacup being one of them. and then the other one was Arby's, who's one of the first people who found this channel. Convinced me to start doing YouTube channel and start making videos. So I started making videos for fun. And then just sort of kind of went from there. And now I've been doing this every weekend for like 3 years now. We started the news channel a year and a half ago. And like, yeah, it's been crazy. It's been actually quite fascinating just how far this actually went. And just the people that I've met and the stuff we've been able to create and just all the jokes and just random things. It's just really fascinating. It is all because I wanted to make sure my wife had a better time when she was on a deployment. And that's where it started. It all started from that. So yeah, if you want to blame anybody, blame Teacup. It's her fault. Which is funny when people are like, oh, you got to convince your wife to play with your toys. And I'm like, she's the one who got me into them. She's the one to blame. It's funny because when, if in like true stepbrothers form, if there's ever a problem, like of like, oh, you play with this too much, it's like it is 150% your fault, kind of a thing. We've made a joke about it. Thank you, Ragfire. Yeah, so FNC, and then there's my own personal YouTube channel. I don't really put out my own videos that much. FNC does take quite a bit of time and energy. But I did put out a recent video on YouTube, and I was actually very happy with it because what I learned through doing the FNC news, the news channel, I actually implemented and applied it to my own YouTube channel, and you could definitely see a huge growth in like video quality and sort of pacing and things like that. Everything became much, much better. So, and I'm already really big about educating. I wanted to mod, and I wanted to show people how to mod. I wanted to show people like, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's okay. You'll be fine. You can totally do this. And I remember seeing when I first was doing this, it didn't happen too often. I haven't seen it happen in a while now, but I remember getting like a very young person into the chat. Obviously, we don't talk about names, but you can definitely tell by the way they were typing, they were much younger. And interestingly, they usually have problems with putting their blasters together, or they don't know how to, like something's not working right. And I've actually stopped everything I was doing on stream to pull that blaster out of the garage, off the wall, whatever, and take it apart on stream and show them how it works and show them how to put it back together properly. And when they get it working, they're like super excited, like, oh, it's working again. And then they thank me, and then I never see them again. But it's really funny to me because I'm like, that to me is more enjoyable. Like, that's really enjoyable to me because it shows them that it's okay. It shows them like they're now empowered. They know they can do it. They know like it's totally fine. And there's a lot of stuff available. Because sometimes a video is okay, but it depends on how it works, right? Like some people are visual. Some people need the audible. They need somebody to walk them through the steps as opposed to just showing a picture of it or something, right? Like there's levels of understanding and you know, what would you call it? Like being whether you're like is it analytical or but yeah, just the difference of understanding in explanation. And I like to be able to walk people through it if they struggle with that. Visual learner. But that's the thing, like whether you're audible or visual or if you have like a natural thing, I'm the kind of person that I can look at an image and that tells me so much about what I'm about to get into. But even if I don't have the image, I can open it up and learn very quickly on my own. But I am very visual about a lot of stuff. Being clear and concise about how you speak and what you're speaking about is also very important. All the people in the hobby, do I make me spend money I don't have? We do. That's what we do. I'm here to spend your money, dead man. You didn't know that? Did you know that Gopher has stated that before? One time I was pointing out something and explaining like how cool it was. And he told me to shut up and stop spending his money. Then he went and he bought whatever it was I was talking about. Like, he's like, shut up and stop spending my money. It's pretty funny. We're both good and bad influences on each other here. That's the funniest and best part about it. I want to say, like, it just yeah. Shut up and stop spending my money. Like, I need the Shark Labs. Dude, the Shark Labs shoddy is rad though. That thing is super cool. I like that thing. I love it's funny, I had wondered about that idea. That happened way more than once, my guy. I know it did. I love spending your money. It's fun. It's awesome. Moose made me buy a 3D printer. Look, it's true though. My thing is, are you inspired to make or create something? I think that's more important because if you are willing to spend that money and that time to learn a skill, you're learning a trade, you're learning so much stuff and you're enjoying yourself while you're doing it. We tricked you into learning and making learning fun. You see how ridiculous that is? If you make learning fun and you trick somebody into doing it, they're like, "You bastard, you made me learn something and enjoy it." And it's like, "You damn right I did. You learned mechanical engineering. You learned pneumatics. You learned, like, electronics. Haha, and I made it fun. Take that, loser." And, just... And I'll fucking do it again, too. I got this stupid lock blaster just to eject shells like the 1840. Exactly. It's true. You spend my money on toy helmets. Don't try and get all high and mighty and learn. This is a house of learned doctors. You know it. Don't lie. You know it. You feel it in your bones. It's all right, Gopher. It's all right. It's okay. Shh, 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 shh. I'll learn you something good. Shh. It's gonna be okay. Shh. Gotta learn something good, Gopher. It's all right. It's all right, baby. It's all right, BB. The reason Gopher even followed me was because I showed something on stream that he had never heard of or thought of. And he was like, all right, I'm learning here. Maybe I'll stick around. You got to let me know if the shirt fits right. Wait, the shirt? Oh, you bastard. You bought me a shirt. I have to know what it says now. God damn it. Am I going to be required to wear this in the UK? Am I supposed to wear it to Jelly's wedding? That's the real question now. Is this a requirement? Oh, yes. God damn it. I'm already worried now of what it is. Knowing Go For It could be like one of those extremely offensive shirts, like from offensiveshirts.com. I think it was actually called extremely-offensive-shirts.com. I'm a little worried. Just make sure outfit is twerkable. I know, right? I liked it when I think it was Katz who said I was going to wear my Casey Jones mask to Jelly's wedding, so that way nobody knows what I look like. T-shirthell.com. Oh God, is this a real? Is this actually where you got it from? Oh my God. There's. Why is it all freaking blue? Oh my God, this is quite offensive stuff too. Wow, there is a lot going on here. What the fuck, dude? Gonna have to wait and see. Oh my God, this is. There's like so much. Oh my God. I am if it actually came from this website, is it going to be the one that says swallows? What the fuck is this? Oh my God. What the hell is this? Did you get me the straight t-shirt? Swear. Dude, this literally is like extremely-offensive-shirts.com or whatever the hell it was. Oh dear Lord. Would you vote for me? I'd vote for me. I'd vote me so hard. What the fuck? What the hell, man? God. This is so much of this, dude. Can't yet. Oh, General, don't worry about it. It's fine. Now accepting reach arounds? Dude, what the hell, Gopher? This orgy sure is off to a slow start. Did you get... This looks like a shirt you'd get for Grim. I'm not gay, but my asshole is. Please tell me you got that for Grim. Oh my God, please tell me you got that for Grim. Send me a link. I got you. I got you right there. Why does that seems like a shirt you would have absolutely sent Grim. I don't know why. That is 100% something I see you sending Grim. just a fucking. Oh God, please. It's too good. That website is full of a lot of really. Look. There's definitely some stuff there, man. Holy crap. Oh, Lord. Lordy. I missed, but I got a different bin. Ha ha ha, go me. And honestly, General, I'm probably going to go a little bit longer. I do want to make some of these cuts to get this thing sort of trimmed down a bit more on this other one. I got that battery tray. Oh, by the way, Gopher, have you been lurking on what I've been doing recently? Like what my goal is right now? I don't know if you missed that part. You might have. All day long? Sweet. So you understand the idea of what I'm doing with the battery tray? Like you were there for that? Up to date mostly? Sweet. So you got the front end on this guy, the magwell area, what I'm doing with the battery tray. Sweet. Why do those shirts exist? So there was when I was working at GameStop, here, free GameStop story, one of the guys I worked with when I first started in the mall. Thanks for shooting. No worries, dead man. When I was working there, he actually found a website called like extremellyoffensiveshirts.com. Like that was literally I think the name of the site was something like that, right? And he told me how much he really wanted a shirt that read out, "I heart gaping assholes." And I just was like, what the hell? What the hell? Shirts like that have existed for quite some time, apparently. It's really a nice, simple mod. Quick turnaround, easy street. Yeah, super easy. You know, kind of, that was the idea. I was trying so hard for it to just be like simply done. And of course, here I am. I was, you know, I'm on par. But yes, that was actually a shirt on this website, and I found it, and he showed it to me, and I was like, "Yep, that's a thing for sure." And I was like, "Oh my dear Lord!" So yeah, offensive shirts have been around for a while. What's funny is that I always see these shirts made, and then I never see anybody really wearing them. It's like such a rarity to come across somebody who's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna wear that. I'm totally gonna wear that." They're great gift, it seems. I know. It's like, obviously they're joke shirts, right? The whole point is they're joke shirts. But they're so offensive a lot of times. You're like, there's no way I could wear this in public. There's just no way. Like, I'd probably get arrested if I wore some of these shirts. Just because you're like, oh, this is pretty bad. Where the one stream we wouldn't know? I mean, you're not wrong. Who's to say I'm not wearing an extremely offensive shirt as I'm streaming right now? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. You don't know. Am I right? Of course I'm right. I know what I'm talking about. Da 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 da. Yeah, again, I love how easy this mod is. Miles loves this game. Oh my god, Audie, no. No. My first encounter with t-shirt hell was in high school. A friend came to school wearing a shirt that said, "What about all the good things Hitler did?" with a pictogram of the man saluting with a bouquet of flowers in his high hand. We weren't friends for long. Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, like again, it's funny to me that like some shirts exist